My tattoos are a document of my life, and my life was pretty exotic, but it's even more adventurous now that I'm a mom. Hi, I'm Jillian, and I'm a mom with tattoos. I got my first tattoo when I was 18. Getting tattoos has been a lifelong process. There have been times at which I was more into it, and then there have been lulls. There was a pretty big lull until I got my most recent tattoo that was for my son. My husband and I started trying to get pregnant almost immediately, I want to say. It became clear pretty soon that that was not happening. As soon as we started talking about adoption, it just was really clear to both of us that that was what we were meant to do, and so shortly after that we did. Our son Tarku was 11 months old when we adopted him from Ethiopia. We went to Ethiopia to go and pick him up, and it was the trip of a lifetime. So this is my favorite tattoo, and it's my favorite tattoo because it is my tattoo for my son. My son is a Pisces, and the symbol for Pisces is two fish with their tails tied together, and I thought that was the perfect story, the perfect narrative, the perfect symbol to describe my hopes for my relationship with my son, which is, you know, that in a spiritual sense that will never be separated. Here, honey. I was really into punk rock music in high school. My parents were not so into me being into punk rock music. They were not so happy with how I looked, and so they weren't so happy with who I was. And as a result, I wound up leaving home pretty early. I went to college when I was still 16 years old, and I went to NYU, and I promptly decided that I already knew everything I needed to know that I could possibly ever learn in college, so I dropped out of school, and I started to work as an exotic dancer. I wound up going back to college, and I got my bachelor's degree, and then I moved to LA. I think I was in LA for a year and a half before I met Scott. My husband is in the band Weezer, so we spent a really fun couple of years at the beginning of our relationship, and we traveled all over the world. I really thought that we were living the rock and roll lifestyle before we adopted our son, but I'll tell you that it got a whole lot more hardcore after that. That I did not, I thought I knew what sleepless nights were. I'm really a documenter. I've always kept journals. I've always taken tons of pictures. I blog. Tattooing was something that came really naturally to me. So I sort of see my work as the document of my life. It's kind of the ultimate document of my life because there's no taking it back.